Hey guys, it's Elizabeth. Welcome back to my channel. If you found me here, I know you're on the path for intuitive development. And if you want to get better, if you want your skills to grow and feel more confident, then you need to stop doing these 3 things right now. When I started my journey over a decade ago, I was lost. My life was full of difficult people, obstacles. It felt like every step of the way. But when I stopped doing these things, when I started to trust my intuition, my life seemed to slowly improve. You couldn't see it big picture at the time because it was so narrow focused, just in the grind of every day. But when I look back, I can see that clear shift when things went to really, really difficult to when things started to ease up. Things started to be clear. I started to trust myself. I started to trust my world. All the things I was focusing on manifesting started to come easier, and I could make decisions in my life with confidence. Number 1, putting myself first. And I know this is a really hard one, and I struggle with this sometimes in my life right now because of having children. When you have kids, obviously you need to take care of them, and they are very demanding, right? Got to get them to school, got to get their homework done, their activities and games and sports you got to get to. But when you take a step back and understand what you need as a person, as a mother, as a wife, as a employee, in all aspects of your life, and you give yourself what you need, it will make a huge shift in developing your intuition because you are clearer, you are more focused, and you know what your goals are. And this is a really huge one if you are an empath. And I assume if you've made it to my channel, you probably are an empath. And so putting yourself isn't a natural instinct. So you have to work really, really hard at this. And this is where journaling comes in. If you keep a journal and you have a daily routine, putting yourself first, if you just have a note, putting yourself first, and every day, check in with yourself. How did I put myself first today? And for me, it was that 5 minutes in the shower where I would clear my energy and run through some of my positive affirmations and manifestation mantras and really get clear on what I was building and focusing on in my life. And then it was that 20 minutes of meditation that was non-negotiable. Now, I just released a video where I came out and said that my meditation practice fell by the wayside, but I started it again. I'm on day, I'm on day 5, and wow, what a difference. It's something you have to constantly work for and put forward as a priority. Number 2, not trusting the process. I got so insanely frustrated. I wanted to develop my intuition. I wanted to feel that trust with myself, with my world, understanding how things worked, how I fit into the big picture. And I would see these folks out there on YouTube, in my reading books and such, and they would so easily tap in. And I'm like, why can't I have it? If they say, and it's out there, that everybody is intuitive and everybody has these skills, then why was I being led astray? And I got really frustrated, and I was searching for videos to understand how to do it. And everybody said meditate. Everybody said just trust and ask to be given these gifts. When I knew I had them, but I didn't know how to tap in, that frustration took me 10 steps back. And so as soon as I stopped not trusting that process and allowing things to unfold naturally, I was blocked and I couldn't get past that hurdle. And as soon as I opened up, things started to go smoother. I understood that you needed a process and a method to tap into your intuition. And at the same time, my manifestation thing started opening up and working better. Third thing I had to give up to really get good at developing intuition and feeling like my intuition was working was getting down on myself when I didn't get an intuition exercise right. So every time I would do it and I wouldn't get it right, I would be so sad and disappointed and frustrated even more, like, oh, this isn't working for me. I'm not intuitive, when that is just not true. A lot of intuition exercises are super hard because they're concrete. When you have 4 colors of markers or crayons or colored pencils, and you are picking the one that someone has chosen and put energy into, there is no story to go along with that. However, when you have an oracle card or a greeting card, there is a whole story that could play out in your intuitive senses when you're receiving, and it makes it a lot easier. Or when you're doing a reading for someone, or you're using your intuition for your everyday life. So don't get down on yourself. The intuition exercises are very, very difficult, but they're essential, because what happens is every time you practice, you're getting information. You're learning how your intuition is speaking to you. And in doing that, there's so much information in that. You understand in the receiving mode what that feels like, for not only when it is working, but for when it's not working. So you can discern, okay, it didn't feel like that when my intuition was speaking to me. This must be my logical mind. The other thing that really frustrated me was there were no exercises available. I had to really work hard to get them and to get some practice. And I have fixed that. That has been the number one thing I felt that needed to be bridged. And you can use my intuition library on YouTube. Check out that playlist. Or my ebook. I have a new book coming out soon, I hope, that will have tons of exercises. So you'll have lots of practice opportunities. So I have made it so easy for you. Do not get frustrated. Take a step back. Reach out to me if you are getting frustrated, so we can stop that right away and get you on the right path. And now you know the top 3 things that you need to stop doing to really understand how your intuition is working. Here is a practice video for you to try right now.